I wish I could have been there partying alongside you and Liza Minnelli, but I wasn't born in time. Well, hello out there to all of you seekers of plastic camaraderie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, basically I sit and talk about dolls. Sometimes it's Barbie, sometimes it's Illy, sometimes it's Monster High, sometimes it's a Disney princess. You get the point, must I carry on? My philosophy is that if she's made of plastic and looking for a home, then she's welcome here. Because I make questionable financial decisions with dolls, but I justify it by calling it content. My name is Daniel, and I am the Barbie Book Boy. Today, I'm talking about the 1992 party premiere Barbie. This little night owl has been burning the candle at both ends for decades now. She's been staying out all night and carousing with boys, don't tell Ken, and just generally being the life of the party since 1992. So you know what, let's just dive right in and get the party started.
Love pink.
Back when this gal came out in 1992, I would have been a budding young party animal of around 7 years old. So I certainly wouldn't have been invited to anywhere that she was going. Which is probably just as well because I don't own any clothes this fancy. Also, I'm not exactly the most social butterfly to ever emerge from their cocoon. I mean, hello, all my friends are plastic. Anyway, if I were a plastic party animal, this is how I would want to present myself. In a pink window box of simplicity where I can just stand there serenely posing as the star of the show. Because I believe some famous designer somewhere once said to take one thing off before you leave the house every day. And judging by the design of this box, Mattel took her message of simplicity seriously. And this was in an era when the Barbie fashions and colors and designs were all insane. So for Mattel to show this kind of restraint in their box design for a Barbie that's essentially supposed to be a party girl, I think was an interesting choice. On the front, you just see the words party premiere strung up like streamers with some balloons around the side here. And then of course the classic Barbie logo at the bottom, where they inform us that she is gorgeous and glowing with party pizzazz. And all we get on the back of the box is Barbie posing in a room with some cheesy balloons and streamers, which kind of makes me suspect that she might be at a kids party. And that would be super disappointing for me. I would be one lap around the room, a quick little happy birthday to little Timmy or Susie, and then I'd be out of there to find someplace more fun. Because this party girl and I have zero interest in a children's party. Not on a night like this, okay? Not in today's economy. But no matter what type of party it is, you can rest assured that she's ready for any occasion. See, it even says so right here if you don't believe me. Party perfect in plum and gold. Anyway, let's free this little good time dilettante so that she can get her night started. We'll be right back. Okay, so now that she's free, we can do a fit check before her Uber arrives to whisk her off to a night of revelry. Starting with this big ol' early 90s county fair hair. This brassy blonde blowout is seriously just ready to take the night by storm. Clearly she isn't going to a pool party though, because one drop of moisture to this head and the entire look is in serious danger of complete collapse. Now, as was pretty much the standard back then, she did come with this plum-colored shell brush, but I don't think it's going to be doing her any favors. Because this box hair is a 34-year-old mess. It is going to need some serious attention right now. I hate to say it, but I think you're just going to have to wash it and start all over before you leave for the party. You know what? She's got time because the party doesn't start until she arrives anyway. But at least her makeup looks relatively flawless on her little superstar face sculpt. And you know what? I'm glad they picked the superstar face sculpt to represent party excess. Because the superstar face sculpt actually originated in the 70s, which was a time of Studio 54 domination and disco debauchery. I wish I could have been there partying alongside you and Liza Minnelli, but I wasn't born in time. Anyway, Barbie went with this bold lip on her open mouth smile for tonight's adventure, but she kept the eye makeup down to a shout. And I think that was wise because it actually allows us to focus on the intensity of her tan. Like seriously, you guys, I don't know if this is coming across on camera very well, but in person, she's kind of orange. If I had to guess, I would say she spent about 6 weeks tanning at her local gym in anticipation of this night. I imagine her starting out in the tanning bed and then doing a simple workout using those pink, like 3-pound dumbbells that all of our grandmothers had, because she really wanted to show off her toned arms tonight in this dress. And she kind of wanted to justify the cost of the membership, but all she really wanted to do was use their tanning beds. Barbie is nothing if not a health and fitness nut. And this was the early 90s, so diet culture would have been meals of Slim Fast shakes and then aerobics class exercises. But her efforts have clearly paid off because this dress fits her like a glove. Which is good news because she bought this on sale like several months ago, so she can't exactly return it to JCPenney at this point. But really look at it. I mean, why would she want to? It's gorgeous. This snazzy little number is sure to turn heads as she walks across the dance floor to show off the moves that she's been practicing all alone in her bedroom at night. Someone call MTV and put this girl in a music video, stat. Anyway, I love that her dress matches her lipstick. I'm just wondering why she didn't make the same decision with her eye makeup. She could have gone with gold garage door eyeshadow to match this shiny gold top. I think that might have been cute. But whatever, she's not going to let this ruin her night. Not when she's got on this fabulous sparkly bow. But the sparkles don't stop here. Oh no. This sparkle party continues all the way down to her skirt, which has one layer of like a glittery tulle material layered on top of this like satiny plum underskirt for max dancing twirling effect. Okay, it actually doesn't really twirl that well, but we have a good imagination, so we're just going to pretend like it happened. And speaking of imagination, can you imagine how awesome all of these sparkles are going to look under a disco ball? But my only concern with all of this dancing is her shoes. Now, I don't know a lot about dancing because I don't know how, especially in heels. But I would imagine that after 34 years of dancing the night away in them, her dogs have got to be barking. You know, for about 2 months in the year 1518, a town in France experienced a dancing plague where a bunch of people actually danced themselves to death. Just saying. Someone needs to stop you before you stop yourself. Anyway, as far as articulation goes, okay, look, if you know me at all, then you know that I don't particularly care for too much articulation. However, I would understand if some of you out there were a little disappointed that a doll designed to party all night doesn't have more articulation than just the basic head, shoulders that only go back and forward, they don't go out. She does have a articulated waist, but like her arms, her legs only go back and forth. They don't actually go out. Though she does have bend and snap knees. But listen, hasn't Barbie done enough for the party community? She's been stuck dancing in this same dress for 34 years. What do you people want? What would make you happy? Okay, so she can't do the Cabbage Patch. Fine, so she can't Vogue the house down boots. Is that how you say? Is that what the kids say? Let's see what kind of fancy moves you bust out after over 3 decades in high heels. Not so high and mighty now, are you, with your human articulation? So putting my opinions about precarious footwear aside, I think this gal is all set to be the belle of the ball. So if you're headed out tonight and come across her in the wild, try not to judge her too harshly for her song requests at the DJ booth. Her references might be dated and she might be an over-the-hill barfly, but she can still party us all under the table. And that, my friends, is the legacy of the 1992 party premiere Barbie. A good time gal who truly understands the meaning behind the lyrics to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. The gatekeeper of gallivanting. The lady who knows the answer to the age-old question, do blondes really have more fun? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I liberated yet another plastic pal from her cardboard cage. I'm going to be doing these little doll reviews weekly, so if this is your thing, then stay tuned. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment for party premiere Barbie. I don't know, maybe if you're lucky, she might respond with an invite to her next big shindig. Now, if you'll excuse us, she's roped me into being her DD tonight. So we've got to get a move on because she is fashionably late and ready to make her entrance. Bye.